Indranil. Welcome back to our YouTube channel Webskitters Academy. So hopefully everyone is enjoying this cybersecurity series. If you have missed the last videos, please click on the I button and go through the previous videos. Today we are going to cover about the website hacking tools and SQL injection, which are the most famous attacks in the website. So again, one of our most prominent student, Sampat Banerjee, will go in depth of this topic today with a live demonstration. So here we go.
So today we'll basically learn a few more things about web app pen testing. So in the web app pen testing scenario, there are different websites we visit normally all over the internet, and in those websites there are certain vulnerabilities, there are certain packages that are used, and some libraries that are imported which are very vulnerable. Also, there are certain practices that need to be maintained in the website development process, like sanitizations, so that the website stays secure. But a lot of times, often, the companies forget about sanitization and are different about a lot of things, and they basically compromise on the security. So those websites are very vulnerable to the hackers. So I'll go over certain tools through which we will basically reconnaissance the websites, and also we'll see that how we'll basically use SQL injection. What is SQL injection? Well, basically we see login forms on a day-to-day basis, like from a different websites, like be it Facebook or be it Yahoo Mail or Gmail or anything. We see a lot of login pages and login forms. Well, it turns out that if you don't sanitize or if you don't stay conscious about the security measures while making that the whole login page and the login process, there will be massive security flaws such as SQL injection, and it will be very problematic for a company if the security of the login pages gets compromised. So in SQL injection, what the hacker does, the hacker basically sends SQL query through the login form. As the login form does not have any sort of sanitization, it does not filters out any certain commas or apostrophes or certain special characters which hackers use to make that segment of the line which the hacker has written in the login form. The hacker makes that commands a thing which gets out of the command block of the SQL queries, which means that the things we write in the login form, the hackers make those things escape the login form that is being allotted. It escapes from the designated space and it transfers to the code, and it spoils the code, and it infects the code. Basically, it infects the code, and sometimes it bypasses the login. Sometimes it gives the hackers the compromised details and everything. So we'll see that also, that how the SQL injection happens. So let's see. So the few tools which you need to be very accustomed while going through the web app pen testing page is first primarily burp suit. We won't do it practically over here, the burp suit, but you need to know how it works and how it is basically configured. So we'll see that. So we have said there's a temporary project, new project on disk, open existing project. So we don't need to go over any such project, just click on next. We need to start burp. So as you can see that the burp suit has started, and there are a lot of things you can do in burp suit. Primarily, we can intercept any connection that is being generated from and to our machine from the browser. So we first need to use the burp suite as a proxy. It will be very easy. The burp suite basically tells you everything how to set up the proxy. So after you set up the proxy, over here in the proxy you can see that intercept is on. So when the intercept is on, we basically get to see every certain amount of information that is coming to and from our browser, and it will help us a lot to gather information, to edit and manipulate information and hack the websites. So what does hacker does in the burp suite? Well, they basically start the intercept and then they click on the login button. And what the intercept does is intercept basically asks for every little confirmation in the burp suite. So when we click on submit, the connection won't be submitted automatically. The burp suite will first ask you that this is the command which is being received by the server, this is the command which you are telling to the server, and you are requesting for a login. This is the whole request. You'll get the HTML header and every certain details like the username, password which you have given. So you'll get everything, and the burp suite will show you that this is the request that is being transferred or being sent from your browser. So do you want to forward this connection? Like, do you want to keep this connection moving? So when you click on forward, you can see the forward over here. So when you click on forward, the connection will proceed. If you can basically, the hacker does is that they manipulate that code of data. They basically manipulate that code. You have written something like the email ID be like ABCD or the password be like 12345. But when the burp suite asks you that this is the code block which is being sent from your browser, this is the username password which is being requested to validate, you may change that password in the middle way. So, and you can do a lot of things from this. Also, the burp suite also does a huge thing. It also tells you that this is the information that is coming to your browser. So what you can do, you can manipulate that information as well, and that may lead to a different multitude of hacking possibilities. So this is a huge thing. So also you can do a repeater. Well, here you can see that there is an inspector, which the message inspector provides a quick way to analyze interesting details and features of HTTP message and perform common operations on them. Well, you can do a lot of things in the repeater section also. You can do a sequencer, like you can sequence, like this is the request I want to send. Like you can use brute forcing via burp suite. So this is a huge thing. So let's go over to the next tool which we need to know. The next tool is Nikto. Well, we can see that a lot of things we have received. Well, what is Nikto? Nikto basically is kind of Nmap for website. It doesn't gives you a different port. It doesn't only focus on certain port. It also tells you you can see over here. It also tells you the database, check database and other key files for syntax errors. It tells you the target host, target URL. It tells you the ID. It lists all the plugins that are being used in that website. The another thing which you can do, I'll go over it on a few seconds later in the what web section. So I'll go over that later. Over here you can see that no SSL, it disables using SSL also. It tells you the port obviously. It gives you root information. It gives you version. It gives you virtual hosts, which means basically when you use Nmap with -a and -o parameters, you get a multitude of information from it. Like you get the version information, you get the ports running, you get the vulnerable services that are being run. The Nmap automatically figures out that these are the vulnerable services that are running on these ports. The Nmap tells you so. The Nikto will also tells you that these are the processes, these are the plugins, these are the libraries that are being imported, which are basically harmful and vulnerable. So the next thing is what web. We did the what web part quite previously. So let's go about this again. I'll give the same URL. The what web will tell you a few things. Let's see. Well, over here you can see that the what web has given us that this is using Adobe Flash. The country is United States. We also got the email, which is wvsacurities.com. We got the Nginx version 1.19.0. We got IP address. We got the object. We even got the PHP information, password field, script, title. We get everything we need to know about our website, the basic information which we need to start with. So always, if you are trying to hack a website, if you want to pen testing a website, always first use Hotweb and see that if there's a chance that maybe a website redirects you. It will also tell you that which IP address it is redirecting to also. This is a very prominent and important tool. So over here we can see that there is a extension that I am using, which is known as Webalizer. Well, Webalizer works similar to kind of you can say Nikto, but it is kind of well organized. Over here we can see that which operating system is being used, which reverse proxies is being used, which programming languages are used, which web servers and which editor is being used. This is a lot of information for a hacker, because not only we are getting the names of the services, but also we are getting the version information also. So which means that we basically get to know all certain amount of vulnerabilities where we can basically figure out from this website. So this is a very huge thing we need to know. So you might wonder that why I am showing you Nikto and also telling you about Webalizer. Well, it turns out that any one tool doesn't gives you all informations always correctly. You need to always have 2 or 3 tools in your bag so that you can use it consecutively and get the best information possible. Because it may be like Webalizer may show you a wrong version information. Maybe Nikto might show you a wrong version information. So if you cross check it, you will know that this is the right information and I can hack this website by using this outdated service. This is the whole mindset you need to go through. There's also one thing I need to show you. The website, when there's this company website or basically a university website, you will see that there are a lot of web pages in that website, and sometimes some web pages which are very private or personal, they hide it. They don't show it through Google search engine, they don't promote it using Google search engine SEO, they don't search engine optimize it, they basically hide it, and sometimes they may forget about it. To list out and jot down all the directories that are possible in a website, there is a tool which is known as Dirtbuster. I'll open it. So over here we can see that this is OWASP Dirtbuster, and if you give the URL, give the port number, obviously the port number will be, but it might be something else. So if it is something else, you might specify it. You can increase the number of threads. You can select scanning type. You can file with this directories. This is the part you need to understand a bit. Like here, what the Dirtbuster does, the Dirtbuster basically kind of brute force directories. We have gone through the brute forcing of passwords. What password brute forcing does, it basically tries every certain possibilities which are possible on the password box. Maybe there are 50 possible passwords that are being used for brute forcing. It will use 50 different passwords to check which one is the right one and will crack it open. What does dir buster do, or the directory busting basically? What does it do? It basically asks for a list, the possible amount of directories that are being possible, we can collect it on a list on a txt file, and you can use it in this section. And when you use it, the dir buster basically uses all possible directories that you have mentioned in the text file. It basically tries all possible directories, that is this possible, is this there, is this there, is this there. It's everything basically. So this is the one you need to go through afterward, because you need to have a clear sense of idea that this website has this many amount of directories, and might be that there are few directories which are being overlooked by the system administrator or the website developer, and it might contain some sensitive information. So this is also you need to know about this. So you might wonder how you may get the list. Well, over here you can select browse. You can first return to / home directory, usr, share, and over here just search for word lists. You'll get the word lists, and after this you'll get that there are dirb, which is also directory busting tool. These are the the word list for the derb. These are the word list for the dir buster which you are actually finding. They are Apache username, directories, directory list medium, directory list small, directory list lower cases, medium, small. Over here you can also find a Metasploit folder for brute forcing also. So this is the location if you want to have any word list. This is the where you need to go. Also this is where you can find the infamous rockU.txt, which is basically a accumulation of a lot of different passwords in one text file. So this is a very important directory. So let's close this, and in the end let me show you how Sql injection happens. So at first I'll show you that this is the one which we are using. This is the command which we'll use. The hacker will use this command in the password section. So let me first do this. So obviously there will be a admin user. You might get this information by using directory busting or maybe Nikto or maybe anything. So let's speculate that we have got the information that there is a username which is known as admin, because obviously there will be one. And in the password we paste this and use login. So we can see that there is coming 1, and when we press OK, that we have actually got inside the admin's, basically the whole admin's information page. So we have basically cracked the admin's password, but we didn't brute force it or anything. What we did basically over here, we used this command, this colon or 1 equals to 1. So this is the command you need to use. That you can find a different amount of SQL cheat sheet all over the internet. You can find similar commands to this which does the same action. What it does basically, it makes the SQL query go insane. The SQL query doesn't figure out that this is a normal password or is this a command which I need to process. And the SQL thinks that this is a command I need to process. And after thinking that, it basically cracks open the whole account. And this is how hackers get access to different accounts using this login page vulnerability. So now we know that how web app pen testing works, which tools that we need for web app pen testing, and how HTML injection, SQL injection works. We have seen that. So this is the whole coverage we have done from the first video to the last. We have gone through a lot of things. We have done the system hacking, we have gone through network pen testing, we have done Wi-Fi hacking, and now we have done web app pen testing. So this is the the whole thing which we need to know for the basic cybersecurity. You might go deeper. There are a lot of sites and tutorials all over the internet which will help you if you want to go in deep. And this is basically a foundational package which you have learned through these videos. And this is for the whole course. In the next video, we'll tell you about the career information, that which career we can have after learning the fundamentals or going a bit deeper in cybersecurity, the career choices and options, and which professions you can choose for, which designations you can choose for. So in the next video, we'll go over the career details, and this is the end of this course. Thank you. Bye bye.
So hopefully you have enjoyed the video. If you have any kind of comment or any topic on cybersecurity or on the latest upcoming technology, if you want to see or if you want to know about that, please comment below. We'll try to cover that particular topic. And don't miss the series. The playlist is, you'll find the playlist below. So you will find the full playlist in the description box and in the I button by clicking on the I button as well. So go through the previous video and go through the whole series. You will definitely enjoy, and hopefully will know much more about the cybersecurity by this series. The bonus point of this series is the career part. That is actually who are enthusiastic and who are really interested in cybersecurity and ethical hacking and want to build your career in this particular domain. So regarding that, our upcoming video will come where we will see how we can build our career with different options in the field of ethical hacking and cybersecurity. So we'll meet in the next video. So thanks for watching, and like, share and subscribe with your friends and families, and thanks for watching.